Time for a little crafting. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Comfy Nest with Grace channel here on YouTube. I am so excited. This is working out so well to be able to hang out with you guys on a regular basis over here on YouTube. I am looking forward to getting to know new people and to see some of our regular crafty chicks hanging out with us over here on the YouTube channel. So this book has been exclusively a YouTube book. We've been working on it only over here. And the last time we worked on this book last week, we got our beads on there and we started decorating the inside. So I'm going to do a quick flip through, just more to remind myself what's in this book so I know what we have left to do. And I think I had asked you all the last time we were together, if you were to buy this book, how much of the book do you want to have pages filled already, or do you like the pages to have self? I would love to hear from you about that. Hey, Ruth. Welcome, friend. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Alexa, volume down. I have some Christmas music going on in the background, and I don't want it to interrupt what we got going on here. So sorry about that little blurb. Hey, Debbie from Florida. Hello, hello. Welcome. Thanks for being here. All right, let's do a quick flip through on this one. The outside, inspired by Twisted Paper Studio Donna. This is the way she creates her junk journal covers, and I have been admiring and intrigued by the way she does it, so I wanted to give it a whirl myself. This was my first attempt at doing it the Donna way. So thanks, Donna, for the inspiration. Go check her out at Twisted Paper Studio here on YouTube. Okay, so that being said, the outside, I just used some fall fabrics that I already had on hand. I love the truck, but the truck I don't think is matching what's on the inside. So I will end up covering, especially the truck on the front of the book. Don't mind so much if it's along the back, but I will end up doing something on the front of the book to make the vibe feel more like what's on the inside. This is why I don't decorate my covers to my books until I'm done with the book, because I feel like the cover should kind of give people an idea of what's going to be on the inside when they start flipping through it. Good morning, Jennifer. Hey, Kim, how are you? Happy Turkey Day week. Hope all my favorite turkeys are doing well this week prepping for Thanksgiving. I love your comment, Kim. I love it. I was rocking, Kim. Could you hear that music? Oh my gosh, I didn't mean for it to be so loud. In fact, it still might be too loud. Can you still hear it? Alexa, volume down. Yeah, we'll get it a little softer just in case. Let's take a look. So this little owl here is on that decorative paper. This came from Louisa Heinzel's shop on Etsy. So I had already had that printed out, and I'm just using it in this book. These pages, looks like I tried to glue these together and it's not sticking so well on my corners. Imagine that. These two pages, again, they were already printed out, and I'm a huge fan of using what I already have. So although they're very floral, I still put them in the book thinking we could cover up the florals if you don't want them there. We have a bunch of sewing here that is from this side, another owl making an appearance. Love this green paper. It was just something I had in my stash. Decorative scrapbook paper. I love this page. It has that cellophane self-seal envelope in the middle of the page, but around it, this kitchen scene, which I absolutely love. And I put this little cluster here on the top of that page just to add something extra. All right, listen, I am been trying out some new glues, and I got to make sure that the glues are going to stick, right? I mean, they got to be sticky. Is this user error or is this glue error? I don't know, but let's reinforce where we need to when we need to. Here's our little women on this page. I love the way that turned out, with some fabric and tissue paper and a piece of an embroidered, like, I don't know, table covering on there. You were just teasing, Kim? Oh, good. I don't want to, like, I don't know how YouTube is with the music. I think there's still copyright issues if you don't have permission to use it. I don't know if they just shut you down or what they do, but I just don't want to get in trouble. So we got to be careful about it. All right, here we have a butterfly, but as I said earlier, the colors are very warm. And this, on the opposite side, this is a piece of fabric that I glued to a piece of paper, and it's a very fall-like fabric. So I think that that page is okay, even though the butterfly, I don't know, where we live in North Dakota, the butterflies aren't here in the fall. They've gone by now. I don't know where they go, but they're not here. So I have lots of string here, and actually I'm going to cut sometimes I let it fly, let it loose, but this time I'm going to cut it down a little bit. Cute little page with a cluster here on the outside for turning the page. Who's cooking? Have you started cooking? Okay, so this is a sewn in pocket. So it would be nice to find something to put in that little pocket. I'm just going to actually look right now. I have the bin next to me here with so my little bin system, and I have my bin next to me for this book itself. Let's just see if there's any graphics or tags. This is a nice cardstock piece of paper, and actually this is the freebie that the Craft Therapy Club members got this month. It was it ended up being a 16-page printable that they can use to create their own books, and we're doing a gratitude journal with it. And I also gave them 2 other files of lots of graphics. Here's another card. This matching paper right here. It's just a leftover piece. I do love to stick those in these little pockets. That way, if somebody's decorating or needs something for the book, they can grab it from there. Okay, I do have a bunch of graphics here that we could probably make a tag with if we wanted to. Hey, Marsha. She's listening while at work. Well, thanks for being here and hanging out with us. This is from the Little Women's collection at the Graphics Fairy. It's a whole kit with Little Women theme. This one is Autumn Woods and Flowers from the Graphics Fairy. So see how I went around and I just grabbed, oh, we should definitely use this pocket with the inserts somewhere. So let's put this aside. And here's some envelopes with a fall theme. Oh, and some more printables. So there's that other side of that butterfly paper. Okay, so from either here or here, could we make a tag? Does this fit in here? It just fits. All right, maybe save that for something else. But I could make a little journaling card using one of these graphics as the pretty on it. So let me see what I have for paper in here. I have another piece of this. That is light enough on this side that you actually could journal on that side. And then maybe this side, if I cut something wide enough this way, maybe on the other side we can put one of those decorative fall things. So we're going to cut it like maybe right there. I'm an eyeballer, girls. I just eyeball and mark with a pencil. I didn't notice I did not get a ruler out. Rulers stress me out. Fractions, decimals, they stress me out. So I don't go that route. I just eyeball things. Okay, so we'll make a little journaling card out of this. And maybe put a fabric tab on top. Let's make sure it's going to fit. Yep. Just fits. Okay. So let's put you aside for a second and just see what do we want to put on this side of it. Oh, should we do the turkey? We should do the turkey since it's kind of that time. I don't think I want such a precise cut. Let's tear. Let's tear instead. So the cut is a little more gnarly, if that makes sense. You like Little Women? Hi, Lynn. How are you? Good morning, Kim Murders. How are you? Did that pheasant have any of that blue in it? Uh-oh. Did I pass by something you wanted to see? I don't know. I don't know, Miss Kimberly. I'm not sure. What pheasant did you see? I want to use Tom the turkey here. I'm going to go this way with this. I am finding it easier to rip this way with the little skinny part under the ruler. I just have to break my habit of what I normally do. Okay, so maybe instead of having a fabric tab, maybe I'll add some fabric to this and do like a little cluster. It has to be little though, because this pocket is really tight. I can't have a lot of stuff under here. I have this fabric here that has little like bird footprints. I don't know if you could see that. Has little birdie footprints on it. That could be cute on here with Tom. Yep, let's do this. I'm going to go pretty much the length of the card. Almost the length. Let's try to tear so it's gnarly. The more gnarly, the better as far as I'm concerned. Oh, it's still a little long. I want it a little shorter than that. And let's put the most frayed part of it on the outside. So this is just going to make a decorative side to stick into that pocket. Here, we'll stick this into this pocket, but the other side can be a journaling spot to write things down if you want to. Should I do one other thing? I don't see a pheasant. Where did you see a pheasant? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, I have this just leftover piece of paper. So I'm going to punch out a hole, like a circle with that and use it in the cluster. Let's use this part down here. This is a Louise Heinzel too. It's got like a black ink splatter on it. Let's use that on there. Oh, it might be too dark. Nah, we're going to use it. We're going to use it anyway. Yep, just like that. So let's start gluing. Good morning, Jennifer Pearson. How are you? What's happening in your world, girls? Are you doing your Thanksgiving prep now? Like, are you working on some things? If you're hosting, you very well may be needing to get some things prepped and kind of in the fridge. Like, you know, I know a lot of people, if they're going to do a casserole, which, you know, Thanksgiving dinner is where we might see some casseroles, right? So you get all of the potatoes ready and the casserole pan ready the night before or a couple of days before and stick it in the fridge so that when it's time to cook it, you just take it out of the fridge an hour before cooking it. So it comes more to room temperature, and then get that stinker in the oven. All the prep, the cutting, and the mixing of ingredients had already been done beforehand. So are you guys working on that today? I was going to say I'm not hosting. I mean, my family's going to be here. That's it. It's just my family here, the four of us. So I probably will do some prep stuff tomorrow night or just leave it to Wednesday morning. I mean, there really just isn't a lot of food when there's not a lot of people. It's just the way it goes. All right, the glue is making things stick to me. I'm cleaning today and prepping tomorrow. Lynn, and the other thing that can get done ahead of time is setting the table. So if you like to really have how many of you really get a really special table setting going for your holiday dinners? Where you take out the special tablecloth and linens and seat, little seat markers so everybody knows where they're sitting. Maybe take out, we always had candles on the table at dinner, like the long, skinny taper candles. This little piece of fabric won't leave me alone. It keeps coming after me. The circle is just to add something interesting to the card. Okay, I think I'm going to round the corners on this just because. I don't know why not. Figured out how to connect the chat portion. I am lucky I don't have to cook. One of the perks of growing older. Leslie, how are you, friend? I'm glad you're here. Glad you're chatting with us in the comments. It's so exciting when you guys are here live, or if you are catching this on a replay and I am not live, if you don't see that red live button in the corner, that means you're catching the recording. Just as lovely when you say hello. I check the comments regularly, and if there's something to comment on, which I try to comment on most everything, but if there's something to comment on, I will reply back to you in the comments, even if you're catching me as a video recording. Okay, so that's just a decorative card that can be used on this side, and actually could be used for writing, or you could glue something onto that if you wanted to. This actually, I really need to let this dry before I stick it in there. So what I normally do when I'm creating and it needs a little dry time is I will usually take one of these big paper clips as my indicator that this isn't going to live here forever. But when I flip through this book again, I'll know that I have to take the paper clip off and then stick it in the pocket behind it. I want to paper clip this side so that all the parts that the glue is drying on, that it's pressing down on them all so they dry really flat. Okay, this page doesn't have a whole lot. It has this big butterfly, which this page is, again, it was already in my stash. I wanted to use it up. I would love to cover it up with something though, because it's very busy, number one, and it's very summer-like. So I'm going to see what I have here in the box that might be able to cover this up. Like, you know, even that strip with that winter sprig on it, it's too narrow, but I could cover most of it and then put something else there. That's one option. Let's see what else we have in our little bag of tricks here. I have all the fabrics that I've been using. I have this little piece of gold tissue paper that I was using. Okay, here's another leftover. It's from Louise Heinzel's collection. This might be good. Let's do this one. I don't know why. I like it. It's just as busy, but at least it's not summer. And I let's see about maybe adding something. I don't know. Let's see this. I could make it like a little tuck spot. What do you think, ladies? All right, now I'm not so sure. Oh, I have this piece of acetate I could use somewhere. Okay, this was one of the pages that we put in the book, and it was all floral stamps. But like this side is just plain resume paper, like that crunchy sounding thin resume paper. So that could get used somehow, even if I don't use the stamp side. Why is this in here? Why is this in here? I don't know why it's in this box. All right, I have a few more pages. Oh, this one's pretty. We had to cut from a standard size piece of printer paper. These pages came from, because the book is smaller than that, folding in half, a standard size of paper was too big. So we had to like trim off on the edges, and that's what this stuff is. It's the trimming, the stuff that we took off from these pages. Now, that's kind of cool. I like this one most of all so far. Maybe. Yes, let's do some layering with these two things, at least with these two. Let's prep this. Got to get rid of the white, and it's way too long. So I got to get rid of, I want to keep this though. So I'm going to take a little off the top. I'm going to take off the edge. Well, let's do it this way, Grace. I just decided this is way easier to put the skinny part under the ruler. Hold it down tightly and tear away the pretty part. Then trying to grab onto that little skinny strip and tear it is really difficult for me. And so it needs to go like right there. See how fancy I am with my measurements? I need to cut it right here. Oh, I have my little paper clip holding that thing down. Let's move it to this side so that I'm not battling the paper clip. Now, I love this paper, this tissue paper. I may glue it down here. And then this is going to be exposed, but where are you coming from, little spot? I have this that I could use here. So I'm going to glue the tissue paper down first and then the other piece down on top of it. I finally figured out, okay. Lynn says, I have a pretty tablecloth, not using linen napkins this year. I bought paper plates, pretty ones, Thanksgiving ones, but paper ones nonetheless. Lynn's she's going for ease. She's going for, that's very smart. If you just don't want to deal with the cleanup, she's going for ease, ladies. All right, willy-nilly, crumpling it up. I want to make it wrinkly. I love that texture. I want it hanging off the edge up here. I want that. I want the wrinkles, so I'm actually going to try to push the paper into the glue with wrinkles showing because it just adds such beautiful texture, in my opinion. And then this piece is going to go down here. Now, I do still have some of this left over. I really want to cover. Oh, I might have to do this. Going for crinkles, and I didn't get much crinkle there, so I'm going to try again. There we go. This is going to go here. I still have that little tiny bit exposed, but I'm okay with that. I'm all right with it. So for us, for our dinner table setting, it's going to be so much like every other meal for us, but I will make it more special. I'll put some candles out or a cloth, table cover over the table to make it a little more fancy. I don't have fancy plates like china. I don't have that. Never registered for it when I got married. I just didn't see the point because we don't really host anything. And I just couldn't. There were so many other things we needed. We just use everyday plates. And so that's what we'll do. We'll use our same everyday plates. I really like this page so much better than what was there before. So that worked out great. This is still feeling a little tacky through the tissue paper. So we got to make sure that we don't close these on. I mean, that's not going to be a problem, but I just mean long term for this to dry. I don't want to be smushing these together right now. I think I better put a tissue glue right here. Get that to stay down. All right, I'm just gonna look ahead to see what we might want to work on next. See, this is that stamped paper with all the flowers. So we could cover that up with one of these strips. Big difference in the way that looks, right? I'm not sure about this particular paper, so I'm going to look at my stash here. What I have. I still have this fireplace that I printed to use. I also have this. What was I trying to cover? This here. I like that even better than I think just the flower paper next to that map or the graphic from that history book. I think it's just too much together. I'm going to tone something down here. always amazing to me how each of your journals evolve. Oh, Lynn, it's part of the fun of the process as far as I'm concerned. You don't know until you sit down, and depending on the mood that you're in, your taste, like I have very eclectic tastes. So just depending on the mood that I'm in and the supplies that are at hand, yes, every single book can take on a different vibe, right? Which I love. I like that so much better than that. So something's got to get covered up, and I am feeling like I want to cover this up. And this is just about the right size. So all I want to do is glue those together. Here's what we have on the next page. I do like to look and see what's coming up. Here's one of those big phrases. This is Louisa May Alcott, Little Women. It's from this set. All right, I'm going to try not to overthink this too much and just glue this down. Well, I'm glad you guys are here to witness this stuff come together. It is way more fun to do it with friends. The Gratitude Journal and the Craft Therapy Club, how many of you are doing that? We're at the point where we're ready to sew our book pages in, and then the rest of the month I'm going to keep this journal for myself, this Gratitude Journal, and I'm going to work on the insides and start doing some journaling, some written journaling based on gratitude in the book. Okay, these are just about the same size, so I have to be really careful to line it up so that we get good coverage here. And I bet I have a little gluey edge sticking out right here. Yep. This is sticking out just a tish right here, and I got glue on it because I just glued it. I don't want to lose that edge here. So I think what we'll do is just put a cluster up there. So let's look for clustering type of things that we can use. I'm looking, girls. Back to this. Maybe we can put the fox up here. I wonder if I could get that fox. I have a 1 inch and a 1.5 inch. I need like one in the middle. Yeah, see, that's too big. That's too small. I would love to cut that out as a circle, but it's not going to happen. So we're back to tearing it out. I'm trying to make room on my tiny little table to work through all this stuff. All right. He's going to go on a cluster here. We're going to use him or her on a cluster. Watching and driving out east to get fresh pies for Thanksgiving. Ooh, Virginia. What does that mean out east? Like the east end of town, or are you going further than in your own town to get said pies? And what kind of pies are you getting? I made scotcheroos the other day, you guys, and they turned out, I found the best recipe for scotcheroos. They are so, so good. But here's the thing. I eat them like they're on the counter, this whole big 9x13 pan full of scotcheroos. I've been cutting the pieces like this big, like maybe 2 by 3 inches, so that, you can have 2 of those, but that way my husband's diabetic. He may want a taste of it, but he doesn't want to like overdo it. And I've been trying to watch my carbs, so just a little one, right? So there's only one part of a strip gone, and I made them a couple of days ago. Landon is not eating any carbs at all for wrestling. So we have this, and it's sitting there staring me in the face all day long. I stuck it I don't usually put fresh baked goods in the cupboard, but I did. I put it in the closet. I'm like, I cannot have this thing staring at me all day. Ugh, I have no control. All right, let's use this as a strip here. Hey, Diana, how are you? Yeah, what do you guys, what's your desserts table looking like? Let's see. I mean, we all kind of know turkey or ham with all the fixins, but what's dessert in your family? What do they like? Pies, cakes, cookies? What is it that you guys do? pastries. This actually looks like an animal print now that it's just that little strip. And I think I'll put some sort of fabric or like that tissue paper or something like that behind it. Here's that fabric. If I have just a little chunk, it would be nice. Oh, like what about, I have so much of this fabric sitting around. Let's take just a tiniest chunk of this maybe. Yep. I'm going to make the cluster off the book and then put it on the book. It'll just be easier for me. I'm trying to gather these things. I'm going to put the glue on the strip. And then it makes it easier. This fabric is kind of remembering this shape and I want it to open up. So it'll be easier for me if I can get this down into the glue. And I want it to be crinkled. I don't want it to be straight. I want it to be kind of ruffled. So I put the glue down and then crinkle the piece of fabric around that. And I want it wonky. I want it crooked and wonky. Just add some dimension here. There's this little purple, I don't know if it's a lilac or what. And I have purple staples in my stapler. So I'm going to staple through my fox here with a purple staple. And then we're going to get this down on here. Do I want something more? Do I want it bigger? This little piece of this hanging around with no job to do. No, too much. All right, let's just go with it. Don't overthink it. Let's just get her down. I'm actually going to use a liquid glue for this so to make sure it really stays in place. No bake pumpkin cheesecake this year. Ooh, Ruth, that sounds good. My gosh, ladies, if you just go onto like Google and type in a recipe, there are so many blogs and websites with great recipes to share. Or who uses a cookbook still? I have cookbooks. I used to collect cookbooks and I still have my cookbooks. I have some of my dad's cookbooks from when he passed away and nobody wanted them, so I grabbed them. And I do like working out of a cookbook, but it is so easy to be able to run to my laptop and look up a recipe and print it off real quick. Okay. Actually looks pretty good next to this fabric. They're the same color, but they have different shapes to them. This fabric and this fabric. So I love that little page. Okay, what are we doing over here? We're not getting sticky, are we? Are you dry? Yes, you are. So you, I'm going to take this out of here now. You can go right there. Little turkey. Don't need that. And then over here, you are dry. Don't have to worry about that anymore. I have so many images that I could pop in here. I printed out quite a few things. Oh, she has purple on her. And she has pink on her. Oh my gosh. I put it over here and put it back over there. Let me grab her and just see. She might be too purple. Coconut pie. Kim, that sounds yummy. I'm a huge fan of coconut. Now that I see this here, I feel like I don't even want to cover that up. Maybe I'll just stick her on here. Or on like a close by page to carry the purple over. Yeah, let's stick her here. I don't love the cut lines, but it's so close to her that if I cut it any further, I'm going to lose a lot of her. Yeah, I'm going to put her here. And could I use something to frame her? all it is a strip of paper. You think that it wouldn't have much of an impact, but it really does. I want it to be bold. I like the boldness of this, and I like the fact that it matches everything else that's going on in this book. So let's use this strip. Good morning, Janet. Oh, thanks, Kim. Kim, I think it's just getting a flow going more than anything, and just trusting your instincts and not see. I'm trying, when I start to like play with things and go back and forth and back and forth, and then I think, nope, don't. Just put it in, and don't get too worked up over things matching, which is hard to let go of. But part of what I love about junk journaling is the unexpected, right? Like it's a fall book, but here we have this, like, it actually says menu on it here. That says menu, but it's a floral. That's okay, right? And then just because we had some purple here, I found this purple here to kind of tie those two pages, make them real coordinated. This printed out, and it has like a pinkish purplish tinge to it. I think my printer was running out of ink, and I didn't throw it out, so that just happens to have that color in it. Here's this big paper bag, and we should do something with this. We've decorated around it. Yeah. Oh, this same problem we had on the other side with these two facing each other. So maybe we'll do something there too. Not sure. But for sure, let's do something with this. And this might be a good place for one of these. There's already one here, but maybe put one on the back side. I may end up cutting this down further. Let's see, because this one big square isn't going to fit on here. It's too wide, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little too wide. But I can do this. Let's not get it out of order. I'm going to cut them all in strips. And then we're going to just stack the words. Oh boy, it really, I pushed the glue down further into the barrel. That's funny. Like, too much pressure. I kind of like that this is really stark white on contrast on the bag. And then this paper is that white dotted tissue paper. So it's not tinted at all or distressed at all. And I'm kind of liking that. It's such a big contrast. I didn't get enough glue laid here. What? I feel like I just didn't get enough glue everywhere. I really push it in to make sure it gets coated, so it makes it more like a sticker. Okay. I'm going to separate these two, and I'm going to cut off all the excess. Like, we don't need that bit of white on the sides of the words. Love unconditionally. I want the words to be a bit wonky. Imagine that. Stand together. You see, I'm not worried about these being perfectly square shaped. I'm not. We're not worrying about that. And I'm not worrying about them being perfectly, in place in here. We're just going to get them down on here. Okay, family comes first. That probably could fit right across. Let's see, let's cut off the extras. I don't want them in my book, so I got to take it away from the book. Yeah, that'll fit in there just like that. So the more we do this, the more confident we feel just sticking things down, because you're going to do more books and decorate more pages, and you're going to feel really happy with the outcomes. And they can, to me, they're even better when they're unexpected. Like, I wouldn't have imagined these two things together, but I really like it in the book. When you can say that to yourself, you start to learn to appreciate a more eclectic style rather than everything being super perfect and matchy. That is why I don't like just using kits. I like using kits, but I hardly ever I don't know that I ever have made a book with only a kit. I usually add other stuff that I have on hand into it, especially junk, like old telephone book pages and stuff like that, so that it has something about it that's unique and unexpected and different. Yes, I do too. The broken up words. You like that more? Love unconditionally, stand together, family comes first, good times. That's what was in this Little Woman quotes and words from the Graphics Fairy membership site. I belong to their membership site. And there's lots and lots of stuff in there that you can use. Okay, I got to shut off the fireplace, girls. It is getting too hot in here. Whew, took off my sweater. I had to go across the room. Oh, I forgot that I grabbed these. Oh, hold on, I'm coming around. Something new in my hand. If I can make it over there. Oh my word, I gotta walk through all this stuff. I grabbed these from outside. They're dry leaves from right in my front yard. Because I was thinking these might be real good in this book. So if I glue them down, they are gonna crack and break because they're so brittle. I did put some in a book for my gratitude journal for the Craft Therapy Club. These ones, and then I grabbed these and was like, look at how pretty the color is of that. But it's dry and brittle. See? So it may end up getting in here. Well, maybe we could do this. I was just thinking, I have this little pocket. This one's really big. It's not going to fit in there. I might just leave those in there. This does have a self-seal strip on it. So we could self-seal this closed with those two little leaves in there. That's kind of cool because it's see-through. There. Whoever gets the book will have a couple of little dry leaves to perhaps use. Okay. Where was I on this bag here? I could just glue this down. Well, look at that is the little tuck spot created from this brown lunch bag. And I sewed all the way around the edges to add some decorative to it. If I stick this in here, it's going to get lost though. That's the only thing. Somebody is here. It should be my husband, I hope. No, maybe it's Landon. Somebody just came home, girls. Landon has a wrestling meet out of town today, and I'm guessing he forgot something. Like his mouth guard or something. The reason I know it's Landon is the person went downstairs, and it was Landon's walk, I can tell. All right. So maybe we're going to add some texture on these panels with the leaf and maybe like a photo. So let's see if I have from this set. The acorn's cool. Yeah, I like the acorn. These are like stamps. I kind of like this strip actually. With the mushroom, the acorn, and the owl. Maybe we can do something with all of these. Off the excess, we don't need it. It can be done where you glue across creases, even across your rope that's tying your book together. You can do it. This here, maybe. Put these two here. Make a fold right in the middle. Oh, Lynn's having an ice cream bar. Yum. What a fun idea. I love it. Okay. I started with the leaf, right? So this was the whole premise of this was the leaf. Oh my gosh, this is really cute. This little cluster like this. This, first of all, is too big. So I need to cut this down, and I want to tear. I want some torn edges on it. So I'm going to cut this down like I need another 3/4 of an inch to an inch off this side. Yep. Whoa, I squeezed too hard. I got a lot out. Oh, now somebody's coming upstairs. Somebody forgot something. It was one of the kids. Walking through my house with shoes on, whoever it is. One of the children. Landon, is that you?
Yep.
What's up, kid? What'd you forget?
Well, I was wondering if I asked him.
I'm online, but yeah, you can ask me anything. I'm live, but
The barbershop, I need a haircut.
yeah.
And this, she said the only time she'd be in today would be noon.
Okay.
And I have class that period. So could you call me?
What class, honey?
Calc.
You're gonna miss calc for a haircut?
The first 10. I have to for wrestling. So
Oh.
An option.
Okay, so what do you need me to do?
Just call me out of the beginning of the class. It'll take me 10 minutes. I'll be back at the school, so I'll miss much.
So what do I tell the office?
That I'm gonna miss the beginning of the class.
Okay. What period do I tell them? Or just tell them at noon?
6th.
6th period. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You got it, kid. Girls, if I don't write this down, I'm going to forget what he said. 6th period. I'll forget it. 12 noon. Landon. Could you hear what he was saying to me, girls? Could you hear the dilemma the child was having? I like this being curled like that. So I'm going to try. I might just staple it in. Can I get this staple all the way in there? It's a little one. Oh yeah, we can do it, girls. We got this. I don't know if it's gonna hold. I think I will also add a little glue to the back, just to tack this down. Less pressure on that staple. I don't know if it's going to stay down because it's so misshapen and wrinkled. Now, of course, when we close this book, this is going to get squished down. Will it fall apart? Maybe. Look at it. It's already fallen apart. Maybe, but it's only stapled in. So if it falls apart and it gets real ugly, someone can tear it out of the book. It doesn't have to stay there, but I kind of like that. Okay, then over here, let's get these two down. This gives you this space to journal or write something if you want to. Could you guys hear what he was saying? Happy Thanksgiving, Virginia. I'm not using the pocket as a pocket. This pocket, I'm not using it as a pocket, so I don't mind that at all. You still have all this space here. The pocket ends right here is the tip of my finger where my thumb is underneath. So the pocket ends right here. So we only lost about 1/4 of an inch right there of that pocket, honestly. And I wasn't using it as a pocket anyway, so it doesn't bother me in the least. I need something to do this on. Where's my magazine? All right, little guys. You're going right here just to decorate a little. Oh, got a little sticky on there. This could also be used as something. I'm just gonna leave that open. I'm not gonna muck with that, but maybe a piece of decorative paper here. So let's see, I have like that. That might fit well. What time is it? Okay, so I have time to call him. Oh, see, this is sticky. I think I just bumped the camera. So sorry, girls. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do this with this attached because the tear spot isn't the right spot for everything around it. First of all, let's just see. Yeah, we're gonna have to lose a little bit on the left and right, but we can make this work. I really like the torn edges to be a bit wonky. I don't want them perfectly straight. That's why I'm using the tear ruler instead of the scissor or the cutting board. I got to lose a little bit on the left and right. So, whoops, that did not tear nicely. There we go. So we have to go a little further in, like right up to the words. So there's like no margin here. I took a little bit of that color off. Let's see if we can get this. Yeah, it'll fit on here perfectly. Yep. That's what we're doing. Anybody going to have some creative time this weekend, or are you shopping? How many of you get into the Black Friday specials and the shopping options? I will look online for some good deals, particularly if there's something, like I'm trying to think of, what is something I've been looking for? I've been really wanting to get one more heating pad for our house because I have purchased several and they disappear into the boys' bedrooms. So I want to get one more for my bedroom because I use it often enough that I like to have one right at bedside. So that might be something, if I could find one on sale, that would be great, right? It's something I kind of want to have at the house. It's not really a gift, it's kind of a necessity. So anyway, that's on my mind. So I will probably look online. I will not leave the house to go shopping. It's holiday weekend and we like to kind of hunker in and be comfy at home. Now I have this kind of indistinct. I could put strips of this down, but I don't think I have enough of it. Do I? No, I don't. Okay. I might go to some fabric. Give me another fabric page. You want it here? Oh, I think I like that. See what a difference that makes? See how busy that is? Even if you put something sheer like tissue paper or a napkin, just something to soften that up a little bit. This might not be the right fabric. I have like a blue. Look what a big difference that makes, you guys. I have this gold one too. Let's look at the gold. Strips of this. Oh, it's one huge strip of fabric left over from something. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's do this one. Again, I like torn edges, so I'm going to tear a strip that could be used for a cluster, right? Then I have my torn edge that I want for this. So I needed to tear it. The top, I want to tear it at the bottom. So let's go like, I don't know, about right there looks good. Then we need to tear Or we could roll this over. Why don't we do that? Instead of tearing it, let's just fold it over and make it over the edge. Does that make sense? So where to put the glue? Where do we start? I like that. Well, let's start. I think I might use a combination of glue stick and liquid. I'm getting fabric, a little bit of thread in there. All right, we got that. Now I'm going to add, wow, sticky fingers. Good morning, Denise. This is the side that's going in on the full page. Not that it matters. It's all one pattern. So it's not like it has an up and a down or left and right. It's all just one patterned piece. But I'm going to I have glue all over it with the glue stick. I'm going to put the liquid glue on the part that's going here. I have glue everywhere. Hold on. I think I better be smart about this. Take a page from this, my little glue catalog book, and put it here because I'm going to place this down and it's going to stick to what's underneath it because there is glue all over. Did I do it on the right page even? Yes, I did. Oh, great. I was starting to get myself nervous. Like, did I put it on the wrong spot? Let's add a little liquid here. I'm going over the paper and the fabric. Like a glue booger on the end there. Gross, right? So it gives that page some thickness, and I just like the look of that better than what was there before. We could also put something on here like a little cluster if we wanted to, or cover this up. I'm not real thrilled with this paper. And I like the idea of giving that page a little more thickness just so it doesn't feel so skinny, scrimpy. Like, I like that. Maybe we just glue her down. Flower Fables. Oh, it says Louisa May Alcott on it. It's from the Little Women section. This book is becoming a Little Women book, partially. It's meant to be a fall fabric journal, but it's getting very, it has lots of Little Women in it. Denise, what are you up to? We've been talking about our prep for the holiday. See, I like that. It's not taking away this whole page. It's just covering up some of it, which I like, and I like it up top for some reason. So I'm going to glue this right here. So Denise, what do you got going on for the holiday? Are you traveling? Are you hosting? Are you cooking anything to bring to the dinner that you're going to? Are you baking? And what's for dessert? We were talking desserts too. All right, this book probably, let's do a quick flip through, probably has enough in it. Oh, this is a pocket. So we could stick something in there, like, let's see. Let's find something while we're at it. Kind of like her. I throw everything on the floor and then I do a major sweep job at the end of the day because I have all these papers that end up on the floor. See, this is where it's easier to put the skinny part under the ruler. I just have to get into the habit of it because it is much easier. Now she could go here, but I don't think I'll just put her in there. I think I want to put her on something. Piece of cardstock that's left over. Perfect. I'm gonna put her on here. And then this can be a little journal card. Or not, yeah, I suppose it could be. I'm going to, just to give her something of substance, I may ink around her. And I think I'll do it, there's some green here. Maybe I'll just do it with this green. Hi, Maureen Peterson. What's happening, friend? Thanks for joining us. What are you up to? Are you able to chillax or are you busy getting ready for the holiday? You know what? Let's do this here too. You can see the white pulp of the cardstock sticking out. I don't want to see that. Actually, two sides aren't torn and two are. So I'm really tempted. There's such a big difference between the torn edge and the non. So I'm going to tear a little bit more off of here. It's wonky, and I'm totally cool with wonky because I don't want things to be super perfect. I got to check into that glue gun, the Nuvo, who showed it to us yesterday in the Craft Therapy Club? I see her face. Oh my gosh, who was it? Ruth, was it you? No, it wasn't you. Who showed us that in the Craft Therapy Club in the Zoom part or the craft party yesterday? I got to check that out. I have it opened on my computer here. I got to check that little glue gun out. I think it could be so handy to have. All right. I want to put some fabric on here. So you saw I had those little scraps of fabric that I don't throw out. It might be time to blow this candle out. This candle is almost gone, you guys. I might be ready to throw it out too and get onto a new one. So little scraps of fabric, I don't throw them out because they can get used. Yes, let's do this. Let's glue this down here. Whoops. Come on, friend. Whoops. And I like having the little loop, like having it stick out a bit. And the idea is that that would be a tab to grab this little card with. All right, I'm happy with that. All right, we're flipping through, and we may, just like we just did, may make some adjustments along the way. I love this page. Look, girls. I stitched it on, so it's not going anywhere. That is a little bit upright. Here's our two little leaves. So some pages are blank, they have nothing on them. And some pages have things on them. As far as decorated, do we want to cover that? I actually really like the green with the green, so I think I'm leaving that one. There's Louisa May Alcott herself. Oh, I love the squirrel. There was another squirrel in this collection that I would love to use. Is it the same squirrel? It is. It's the same exact graphic, just one is a stamp and one was made into a big card. But it would be great to stick him somewhere. So we have our little turkey card. That is so tight in there. Whew. All right, I got to find a place for that squirrel. I love this. And I have this little space here with 2 little tucks. I could actually put something on there. Put the squirrel on there if we wanted. Glue press. Ruth, it was you, wasn't it? I gave you guys the link yesterday because I looked it up. Because I had never heard of it. But I'm like mesmerized by it. What you showed us yesterday, I think it could come in such handy. How long have you been using it, Ruth? Like long enough to know that you love it and that's how you're going to use your glue from now on? I wonder. All right, let's see about maybe. I think here, this is going to keep popping up. I think here is a good place for a clip. So I'm going to grab a basic jumbo clip. And clip that closed. And then here is where I was thinking maybe he could live on this little card. Right in the middle, he's going to get tucked right there. Actually, maybe I like that even better. I've had it for 2 weeks and it came very handy making my October journal. I showed you. Your October journal is beautiful. Yeah, I might invest in it. It's a bit of an investment, but I think in terms of the amount of time it can save, like kind of battling the glue bottles. Like I said, I always have it this way. And then when I flip it, when the glue gets down a little ways, you have to wait for it to come to the tip. And that completely solves that problem. So the glue is always on the ready, I would think. Do you have, Ruth, do you have to use a certain type of glue? Like, do you have to use the Nuvo glue with that thing? This isn't glued all the way. It's not dried. So I need to leave that out just a little bit. I think this book is done other than the cover, girls. So we are gonna, let me just, while this is drying, figure out, this has got to get covered because I don't want the truck on the front. So let me figure out if I have in my stash here that I printed out, something that could go on the cover that I'd be happy with. I'm just gonna start. This is decorative scrapbook paper. These are the printouts that I got from my different clubs for the book. This is paper, regular paper. So now I'll start going through this bin, and the stuff that I don't use in this book will go into different, like the general stash journal pages. And the fireplace is, this scene is too big for the cover, but I love it. So these will, like, I will put these extras. Sometimes I put them with the book when I sell it in the auction. This will go in this pile. But I do separate scrap paper from junk journal, what I call this junk journal pages. These could become junk journal pages. I have this I didn't use, and this I didn't use. This guy, but he's too big. And it's Little Women all over there, so I'm not going to put a man in there or a boy in there now. I'm just going to separate. Oh, I have this tiny little piece of fabric here hanging out. Okay, this basically empties this bin. And then I have this little piece of tissue paper begging to be used. So this is about the right size, but I have the squirrel in there twice now. Girls, what to put on the front? Nope. I might have to go back to my membership and find something that I can put on the cover. There is no vocabulary for love within a family, love that is lived in but not looked at. Love within the light of which all else is seen, the love within which all other love finds speech. This love is silent. I don't know. I don't think I want any of those. All right, so I got to find something for the cover, and then this book will be done. Gotten pretty chunky. When we do the cover, I will also figure out a closure for this because it's big and chunky. I'm loving this book so much. All right, girls. That be it for today. The textures and the colors, right, Janice? The texture's amazing. I love it too. I'm with you on that. All right, ladies. The next time I'll be live will be, I'm live tomorrow, aren't I? Let me grab the schedule. Hold on, girls. Let me take a quick peek at the schedule. I'm live tomorrow. I must be. This is the wrong calendar day. I need this week's schedule. Here it is. Hold on, girls. Yeah, 10 a.m. tomorrow on Facebook. I'll be live. I won't work on this book because this is a YouTube only book. And then after Thanksgiving, on Thanksgiving Day, I'll be sharing stuff in the Telegram channel and the broadcast channel. So I'll be posting like photos from my own family, our table, like our dinner prep, hanging out, lounging, that kind of stuff. And then on Friday, I'm live at 11 a.m. with Craft Therapy Club members to work on the gratitude journal in the club. It's part 3 of that. And then at 5:30 p.m. for happy hour with subscribers. So still got 3 more lives this week. You can use any glue. You just have to put it in the Nuvo bottle. The handle is made into that shape. So I suppose the first time you could buy the Nuvo glue. And then if after that, is it hard to fill the Nuvo bottle? I'm going to have to look into this, Ruth. Lynn says, I do not shop Black Friday. I'm so far behind, and we are showing at a vendor fair on Saturday and Sunday. I'll be a mess. Oh, I hope the weather's good, and good luck with it. Good luck with it. I hope it goes great. I'm sure it'll be a little stressful, but I hope it goes really well for you. All right, girls, I will catch you next time. I'm going to run so I can get ready to get myself going to get to Landon's wrestling match. It's a couple of hours away in another town. So Chris and I are going to be driving down for this wrestling match tonight. All right, girls, have a blessed day. Bye.